Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our third Open Data Conference. My name is Professor John Bacon-Shone. I'm the Director of the Social Sciences Research Center at the University of Hong Kong. I'm the organizer of this event with the exceptional help from Just Tang. And our co-organizers include the Hong Kong Productivity Council. Our sponsors include Amazon Web Services, AECOM, Arup, Autodesk, CIO Connect, and OpenCert Hub. So this is the third of 4 webinars. We have another webinar tomorrow, which I will mention something about at the end. You should have received an email from Just, which gave you the link to some pre-recorded videos, which are generally, I hope, of useful background about the issues around open data. So today, our panel discussion is about BIM, GIS, other acronyms which we maybe don't remember, common spatial data infrastructure, and smart cities, challenges and opportunities. I'm very grateful to Dr. Kenneth Tang, Chairman of the Spatial Data Infrastructure Committee of the Smart City Consortium, who is going to be our moderator today. And we have 5 panelists, starting with Ms. Winnie Xu, who's the head of the Spatial Data Office of Development Bureau. Then we have Engineer Ada Fong, who's the chairperson of the Committee on BIM of the Construction Industry Council. Mr. Tam Wing Cheung, who's the Assistant Director Corporate Services of Buildings Department. Mr. Thompson Lai, who's the Asia Digital Leader for AECOM. And Dr. Bruce Chong, who's the Director of Urban Sustainability for Arup. So most of our panelists have pre-recorded videos. Ms. Winnie Xu is going to give us a short PowerPoint presentation. So I'm now going to hand you over to her. So she will share her PowerPoint with you and take us through her presentation. Winnie, over to you.
Could you please release your screen to me?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you for inviting me to share with you the development of the common spatial data infrastructure in Hong Kong. Let me firstly explain what common spatial data infrastructure is. When each of these 4 words is on its own, it is relatively easy to understand. But then when they are put together, there is a special meaning. So let me try to explain it sort of in layman terms. Well, common in here means sharing. Spatial means geographic coordinates. Some are in 2 dimensions and some are in 3 dimensions with height information. Data refers to various types of data sets, such as address, planning data, census data, etc. For infrastructure, it is a portal with hardware and software services as a platform for storing the spatial data and performed various geographic information system GIS functions so that the data can be shared and analyzed. Spatial data is the most important component in the CSDI. According to some research from the geospatial experts, more than 80% of data has spatial information. But most of them are scattered, not standardized, not shareable, and not spatialized with geographic coordinates. Therefore, there is a need to spatialize and standardize the data so that they can be shared, searched, and analyzed. The CSDI is a data-driven portal which provides a one-stop shop map-based infrastructure for sharing with various sectors, such as the private and public sectors, academia, or the general public, and to enable them to develop various types of map-based application using GIS technology. And in order to enable the developers to make use of our spatial data to develop these applications in an easy manner, we will provide some tailor-made and user-friendly tools or services in the portal, namely Map Application Programming Interface Map API, geotagging tools, GeoAddress in-address data infrastructure, and district-based spatial information dashboard. And I will come back to you about these details later on. The CSDI initiative is supported by the government, delivered in the Chief Executive's policy address, Financial Secretary's budget, and the launching of the Open Data Policy and the Smart City Blueprint. Now here is a full picture of the implementation schedule of the CSDI. In early 2020, we launched an interactive map dashboard of COVID-19, which is a very successful showcase of a spatial information dashboard. We target to launch the CSDI portal for government and public use by end of this year and 2022 respectively. And one of the most important spatial datasets, 3D digital map, covering the whole territory, will be launched in phases by end 2023. The Geospatial Lab will be in operation in mid this year, and I will explain it in more detail later on. In order to foster an enabling environment for the government, businesses, non-government organizations, academia, and the wider community to participate and collaborate in the sharing and use of spatial information and services, it is certainly equally essential to have early and ongoing communication engagement with different stakeholders on top of the technical elements. Say, for example, setting up standards, provision of data, portal development, etc. Therefore, we had launched a call for CSDI initiatives for the purpose of setting up a wish list of smart applications in the order of priority based on the feedback from various stakeholders, followed by the development of some proof of concept prototype applications to demonstrate the usefulness of spatial data and identify the types of data that suits the needs of our society. Together with a consultant, we started our study on the call for initiatives in December last year to solicit initiatives for exploring the benefits of using spatial data, improving the delivery of public services with an aid of CSDI, and discovering more geospatial datasets. Following the briefing sessions, we conducted design thinking workshops under 6 smart themes to gauge inputs from stakeholders and ideate the POC with spatial data applications. Now, throughout these workshops, over 100 individuals from government bureau and departments, private sectors, non-governmental organizations, academia, professional institutions, etc., joined the workshops and offered valuable ideas and insights. The workshops adopted a relatively unconventional and open manner approach technology providers. For example, indoor map solution and potential users, say for example, the visually impaired, were invited to share their stories and needs to spark off more ideas. Participants could freely and equally share their ideas in all proposals without constraints, enabling interactive co-creation. And by addressing key social issues, industry or business pain points, and city challenges under the SMART themes, a list of proof of concept proposals were co-created and prioritized, taking into account the social impact, data availability, technical readiness, etc. So while we are finalizing the study, we are in parallel identifying and lining up suitable interested organizations to work together and co-create the prototype in the next phase. And we do hope that a couple of the prototype of the initiatives, say for example, something like food supporting services can be realized as soon as possible. We will certainly try our best to keep the momentum and roll out more as soon as they are matured. Another major initiative of CSDI is the establishment of a Geospatial Lab. The aim of setting up this lab is to nurture a geospatial community so as to encourage the younger generation of startups and creative minds harnessing the use of spatial data to improve daily convenience and promote business opportunities. The GeoLab is located in Millennium City in Kwun Tong, and it's run by an operator engaged by the government. The GeoLab will be equipped with working space, training or meeting rooms, high-end computers with GIS software, and cloud hosting services. Technology specialists are welcome to make use of the GeoLab to conduct training courses, organize seminars or workshops, etc. The soft launch of the lab will be in early May this year, with the grand opening will be arranged in July 2021. CSDI portal for government and public will be in full operation by end 2021 and end of 2022 respectively, with a release of about 320 spatial datasets from bureau or departments. We have commenced preparing the architecture design of the CSDI portal. A repository of spatial data and metadata containing raw materials of products for users download, platform supporting tools for monitoring the performance and utilization, general services such as map viewer and search engine, and data-related services such as data download service, conversion tools for open and machine and open readable file format. There are also other common applications and services shared by different government departments in the CSDI portal. In fact, the Hong Kong Geodata Store is the alpha version of the CSDI portal and is now available for access by the public. And the CSDI portal being developed will have two separate environments, one for government departments connecting to an intranet network, and the other one is for the public connecting to the internet. As cloud-based architecture provides high flexibility to expand system capacity over time, so both environments will be hosted in government cloud services supported by the Office of the Government Chief Information Officer. For government departments and for government public cloud services for public. We have so far identified and are committed to roll out at least 320 sets of datasets through the CSDI portal to the public for free download and use by end 2022. These datasets include framework spatial data theme and common shareable spatial data. We have established some types of framework spatial data theme, including coordinate reference system, geographic name, administrative area, land parcel, building, transport, and address. We will develop more framework spatial data theme and are moving towards the international standards like the Global Fundamental Geospatial Data Themes set up by the United Nations Global Geospatial Information Management. The common shareable spatial data includes 120 datasets contributed by the departments under the Development Bureau, such as geography, land information, and the remaining 200 datasets, such as community and social welfare, etc., from government departments outside the Development Bureau's purview. We will continue to release more data other than those committed and will publish a new spatial data plan on CSDI website and the CSDI portal. We now have a geodata store, which is readily available for access by the public. So why do we need a CSDI portal? Now at present, although the spatial data released on the geodata store are in machine and readable formats, most are in their own standards and do not have APIs. So in order to enable all these be shareable and usable by others across the board, there is a need to make sure that all the data to be shared on the portal are complied with the basic 5 CSDI standards, which include the provision of data specifications, metadata, APIs, and of course the data must be spatialized and in an open and machine-readable format. The overall architecture of the CSDI portal will be on 2 separate environments. As I mentioned earlier, one for the internet network will be shared for government use, and the other one for public on internet network. CSDI has taken a significant role in smart city development. With a centralized and trusted platform cooperated among government departments, private sectors and academia, etc., we can make the best use of the spatial data to empower innovation, knowledge, and value creation. For example, supporting economy growth, reviewing real-time patterns, enhancing smart city management, as well as achieving sustainability. Development of spatial data infrastructures has been successfully proven in many countries, such as the United States, Singapore, and the United Kingdom. And all the development is led by the local government authorities. Hence, the government of the Hong Kong SAR is no exception. We can foresee that there will be numerous and significant benefits arising from the implementation of CSDI. Why CSDI is actually related to smart city development? Say, for example, when you're being asked where you are, you would say, well, I'm now at the University of Hong Kong, but you wouldn't say I'm now at 800 something meter northings and 800 something meter eastings. But in fact, it is this set of geographic coordinates linked up with the address or locations. Thus, instead of telling others the long number digits of coordinates, a simple address will serve the purpose. So as a conclusion, development of smart applications requires geographic coordinates for supporting the development of smart city. In other words, the development of CSDI lays the cornerstone of building a smart city in digital Hong Kong. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Winnie, for that very interesting presentation that will explain to us about that element. So the next presentation is a video presentation. This is the presentation prepared by Engineer Ada Fung, who's from the Construction Industry Council. So I'm now going to switch to share that. So one thing I forgot to mention was that if you have any questions that come to mind for Kenneth to ask the panelists, please send them direct to Just Tang in chat. You do not need to send them to everyone. And those questions will be asked anonymously, so you don't need to be nervous about being held accountable for what difficult questions you have asked. So please send Just Tang direct any questions that you have about relevant for any of the panelists. You don't even have to worry about which panelist it is, just any questions that you think are relevant. Okay, so let me now share the right screen.